Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Eddie Solomon of WorkAtHomeCareers.com and WorkAtHomeNoScams.com. Today we're going to do something a little different with our video. I'm actually going to use this video to answer a question that I receive a lot on WorkAtHomeCareers.com and WorkAtHomeNoScams.com. It's the $1,000,000 question. It's the question I'm sure every person that runs a Work at Home website gets, and it's basically, are all typing and data entry jobs scams, and where can I find legit typing and data entry jobs? The first thing I'm going to say before I actually answer this question and give you a solution to this, so sit tight, is that one, I don't think anyone should limit themselves to data entry and typing jobs, because it just leaves you open to getting scammed and just misled in terms of the products that are out there. And I'm sure you've run into a lot of them. They're not necessarily scams, they just misrepresent the information that they're giving you. And there also are some scams, because scam artists know that that's all you guys want are typing and data entry jobs. So, you make yourself an easy target for them. But anyone that's visited WorkAtHomeNoScams.com or WorkAtHomeCareers.com knows that, I've shown you how to avoid scams, so you shouldn't be a victim. But my point is, you shouldn't try to limit yourself to one type of job. All right, let's get into it. So, in my humble opinion, and all the years I've been doing this, and I've been doing this since 1993 or a little later than that, is medical transcription is by far the best, legitimate, and most available typing or quote-unquote data entry job you'll ever have. Like I said, I've seen these jobs available since the early 1990s, and they continue to be available, and it's the only job that I know of where you could type at home and make really, really decent money. And I'm not talking about like $5 an hour. Like, medical transcriptionists make really, really good money, and we're actually going to get into that now. So, in this video, what you're going to learn is what is medical transcription, for those of you who don't know, the requirements involved, the salary, which I kind of touched upon, the availability, which is huge, the negatives, my final conclusions, and where to find these jobs, because this video would be pointless if I didn't show you how to find them. So let's move on. So what exactly is medical transcription? Most of us have gone to a doctor, and the doctor sits there and asks you questions about what's going on. And if you've ever noticed, he doesn't really write notes down, and there's a reason for this, because he'd be sitting there forever and taking a lot more time if he had to sit there and write all these notes down. So what they do is they pay attention to you and just listen to what you're saying. Okay. In the past, they would write some of these things down later on. And that was time consuming. It just meant less time spent with the patient and actually trying to help people. So this is how medical transcription came about. Now what you find is, after a doctor sees you, he actually just pulls out his little tape recorder and probably records basically what he diagnosed, what he told you, and your treatment and everything, any type of documentation that had happened in terms of the physical or treatment that he just gave you, or discussion he had with you. And by law, they are required to keep some type of record, so this is basically how they go about doing it. And then once they have this recorded on their audio device, they give it to a medical transcriptionist, who then sits there and types it, which makes it available to him via an electronic copy, or you could print it out. But the whole point is, he doesn't have to sit there and actually write these notes anymore. He just says them in a tape recorder. He gives the recording to a medical transcriptionist via email, or he might even give the transcriptionist the tape, and then they just type up the notes and save it on the disk, or some storage place, or even just print it up for the doctor, and now they have a physical record of what happened when he was actually speaking to a patient. So that's basically what medical transcription is. I mean, it's really that simple. It's and the great thing about this is that doctors aren't going anywhere. People are not going to stop getting sick. It's just going to continue to happen. So that's why it's a field that's lasted so long and will continue to last so long. So what are the basic requirements to become a medical transcriptionist? You need to have above average typing skills, obviously, and most of you seem to have that because you're constantly asking about this job. The other thing is, you need to have a minimum of a high school diploma or GED. It's not necessarily necessary, but I think in most jobs, that's the minimum that they'll take. And 1 to 3 years experience in the medical office, or just having some type of experience with medical terminology, because obviously the doctor's going to be speaking about medical things, and you should be familiar with the terminology to be able to actually type it accurately in the reports. So, which brings us to the next point, which is having average to above average spelling and verbal communication skills and memory skills. So, you know, that all ties in to the requirements. And obviously you should have access to a computer. Depending on the medical transcription that you're going to be doing, sometimes there's this foot pedal thing that you need, but it's not necessarily necessary for all medical transcription. I think things have evolved in such a way that most people just email like the file as an MP3, which all of us use in terms of our MP3 players, iPods and such. So the pedal thing isn't necessarily necessary, but you'll find that some jobs will require that, and they'll let you know that right off the bat. Okay, now the salary. This is what I was trying to tell you. Like, the salary for medical transcription is you know, really, really good. According to the data published by the U.S. Department of Labor, medical transcriptionists can make anywhere from $10 to $20 an hour. Nothing to sneeze at, especially when you consider you're doing this from home. That's, you know, that's really good money. So the salary is just right for someone that's trying to work at home, and it's probably higher than what you'll get for just doing regular typing or data entry, which anyway isn't really all that common anyway. It's nearly impossible to find these jobs. Availability, that's why I have this guy with the big Kool-Aid smile and the thumbs up. I mean, it's available, and I'm actually going to show you an example of how available it is on our site, because I post medical transcription jobs on workathomecareers.com every day. It never fails. The negatives obviously are training. Like, you need to have some type of, like I said, medical background, and for the most part, a lot of these companies want you to have some type of experience. So, you know, there are a few that, you know, allow you to be a medical transcriptionist without having any previous experience, but from, you know, job descriptions I've seen, they, you know, a lot of them do want you to have experience, or they want you to be like, you know, graduated from like some type of medical transcription school. And again, I'm going to show you how to get that information. So, but that's usually what turns people off. They just don't want to pay for the training. And all I have to say about that is, you know, people go to college and grad school for a reason. It's not because, you know, we have the money. It's because we know that if you invest in that stuff, you're actually going to get a better chance, or you're going to have a better chance of getting a job. It's just a fact of life. And the same thing with medical transcriptionists. Everyone has your data entry or typing skills. Like, you know, I hate to say it, but that's just a fact. Not everyone has medical transcription skills, which makes it a more available job for you. So that's something that you need to keep in mind if training is something that's just going to turn you off. When you're investing in training, you're investing in yourself. You're not investing in the training. So that's all I have to say about that. Conclusion overall, I think it's a great opportunity, if, you know, especially for you guys that are so dead set on having, you know, a job that involves typing and data entry. This is the best job you'll ever have, and, you know, you're not going to find a lot of scams in regards to medical transcription. Where to find medical transcription jobs? Like I said, you can find them at workathomecareers.com. We're going to actually do a search for medical transcription there, and I'm also going to show you the training that's available. So let's pause this video, and I'm going to show you how to find these jobs. Okay, so here we are at workathomecareers.com. Now what I'm going to do is just type in medical transcription. Oh, there it is. Hit the search button. And here's what you're going to see. A whole list of medical transcription jobs, and you can see the pages and pages and pages of these jobs, because like I told you, I post them every day because there's so many of them. We're going to actually just click on one of these jobs real quickly. Pass by this little ad, and you know, here's the job description, some optional requirements there. Basically, you just hit visit website or email the employer, and it will bring you to the medical transcription website here. I'll just move this around for you guys, and you see it just, you know, shows you how to get to that medical transcription website. In terms of the training, I want to show you, there's a little link here that says career training at home. Just click on this, fill out a form, and you will be provided with some free information about medical transcription training. Or you can just, you know, contact your local college and see if they have medical transcription training as well. So again, like I was saying before, this by far is my recommended job for people trying to find, you know, typing and data entry. If you're really serious about it and that's all you want to do, then here's your solution. You could ice skate up hills if you want to try to find those, you know, generic typing and data entry jobs, but I guarantee it's going to be really, really tough. You're going to be frustrated, and you're going to run into a lot of scams. So don't say Eddie didn't warn you. In any event, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.